Hello everybody, how you doing today? It's a new day, it's a fresh day. I hope you're up, shaking and baking. I always say that all my guests are fascinating entrepreneurs and individuals. And the man I have in front of me here, it's yeah, I mean, he exemplifies everything that I believe in. I call him my mentor. I met Mr. Dariush like 2 years ago. I flew to Dubai. And he didn't know me, was gracious enough to meet me at somewhere in central Dubai. We had a conversation. And wow, I want to say thank you so much, sir. He is the chief executive officer of Arena Capital and the founder of Gladiator Mastery. Sir, welcome to the Powerful Podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm honored, my friend. Nice to see you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are a serial entrepreneur, and I love the fact that you have a serious bias for sales. Serious bias for sales. And I always say that if you can sell, you will never be broke another day of your life. That's what I believe. But I want to start off this conversation with a very interesting question because you founded the Gladiator Mastery. Who is a gladiator? Who's a gladiator?
Association with gladiators. I feel an emotional connection. So I tend to go to Rome 3-4 times a year, and I feel in my past lives I used to be a Roman. But I realized that although our DNAs, their life has changed a lot and we use technology, but our DNA as human beings are the same. And in the old days, when you were a gladiator, you were a slave, and what you did was you fought in the arena. And the more battles you won, the more people you entertain, you will eventually find financial freedom and freedom from slavery. So bring about 2,000 years forward, things haven't changed much. But the difference is that most of us are not born rich. And we have to go every single day battling in business and meetings and so forth. Now, we are told to expect to lose. But if you imagine that mentality when you were battling 2,000 years ago, that you're going to go to the arena, you're going to fight someone, and you're going to lose. You just die. So what if you actually brought the same mentality of, if I don't get this deal, I'll die. My life depends on this deal. How many more deals could we close? And how much more successful could we be? If we practice more skills, more maneuvers, more strategies, more offense, more defense, how quickly we'll have abundance in our lives. So I'm bringing those skills that I learned over 40 years into the modern day gladiator's life. And now movement's got over 1.5 million followers.
Wow. 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 That's amazing. I like the metaphor of the gladiator that you spoke about. In other words, in essence, as a gladiator, if you don't provide value, you will not get your freedom.
And value to the more number of people. For instance,
come on, man.
The reason the Rolling Stones sell more, they are the richest band in the world, yes? Because they pack, every time there's a ticket sale, they pack every single stadium. They entertain the most amount of people. The reason some actors, mention a famous actor, Tom Cruise.
Yes.
The reason Tom Cruise is one of the richest actors in the world is because more people watch his movies than anybody else.
That's right. That's right.
Value, the more people you serve, the more people you entertain, the more people you add value to, the more wealth you have.
It's very powerful. There's something you said once when you said that. You said that the sales process, there is a science to closing for you. There's something remarkable you said when you are in a meeting, you never back the door. You never ever back the door. So walk me through, how do you specifically increase your sales conversion rate?
Sure. First of all, you go in knowing you're going to win. And so you go in with that winning mentality, the confidence, but not arrogance. I've systemized, like you said, when I sit in a meeting, I always sit facing the door. Because that's the power. Okay? So all that is systemized. Everything is systemized. And what you find, two things, that most people, when they're selling, they waffle and waffle about how amazing they are and their products are.
Mm.
Never in my life I've seen a salesperson come through the door doesn't say the same thing. Everybody says the same thing. Okay?
Mm.
So what they don't do, they don't actually talk about the fears of the buyer. Okay? So what I do is I actually have genuine childlike enthusiasm to find out the
Mm.
pain of my prospect.
Mm.
Okay? I'm not just rattling off a script from a
The
brochure.
script. Mm.
I'm really interested to find out the pain of my prospect sitting in front of me.
Mm.
So the
Mm.
questions I ask, relationship building questions, they're relevant, and it opens the door for a further down the sales channel, because the second one is you need to close. A lot of
Mm.
people either talk themselves out of the deal, okay, or they said, I'll let you think about it.
Mm.
And then somebody like you goes and closes the prospect. So
Mm.
you need to
Mm.
have that confidence. You need to find the pain of the prospect. The bigger
Mm-hmm.
the pain you find, the easier the close.
Mm. Mm.
And
Mm. That's very powerful. You said something, two things very powerful right now. Before I go into my next question, you said a salesperson should enter like with a childlike, inquiry. You are inquisitive. You want to know the pain point of the client. The bigger the pain point you find, the more deals you close. Do you believe, sir, that sales is like acting?
yes and no. First, okay, biggest challenges the world has is that they don't like the word sales.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you and I meet salespeople all the time, but the first thing they say is, I'm not a salesperson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you got to have a love of building relationships.
Mm.
Okay? And second thing is, you need to be confident, whether he's an actor or real. When you walk into the room, especially nowadays, not 2,000 years ago, but
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, the person sitting in front of you is bombarded by 200-300 pieces of advertising.
Yes,
There are a
sir.
lot
Mm.
more, there are a lot more professional or stronger buyers than ever before. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're acting, they will see through it. Be
Mm.
yourself. Be
Fantastic.
yourself.
Fantastic.
Because if the energy that you have doesn't resonate with what you're saying because you're acting, they will notice it. And they'll
That's
say, you
right.
know what? Something wasn't right. Something didn't just fit. And I don't
Mm.
think I'll go out because something didn't feel right.
Mm. Mm.
Okay? And
It's
that's because they caught
fantastic.
you acting.
Great. What is it that you now believe about sales that you didn't believe about sales maybe like 2 or 3 years ago?
Rejection because I took it personally. You know, I'm from a back.
Hmm.
I was told I was no good. I was useless. I was ugly. I was this. I was that. And I hated to go out there for somebody to reject me and reinforce all those negative beliefs that were forced down my throat all my life. So the moment I
Hmm.
realized the rejection is not personal, I was fearless
Hmm. Hmm.
because you might be selling a product or service that doesn't fit right at that time, or there may be the wrong
Yes.
prospect, but it's not a rejection
Yes.
of you as a human being.
Hmm. It's powerful. It's so good. So good. You're very active on social media. Your videos are amazing, straight to the point, uplifting and educative. You now have a podcast that is doing extremely, extremely well. You once said that nowadays, before when you walk out of a room with a client, or before you have a meeting with a client today, they would have searched you out over 30 times on the internet. Now, talk to us. How has podcasting and being active on social media, does that help in your deal flow or your prospect flow?
Very good point, Paul. 10 years ago, if people don't know my story, I lost everything 14
Yeah,
years ago. Came to Dubai
yeah,
with zero. Now I'm proud to say I'm a multimillionaire, and it still
yeah.
feels a bit, funny saying it. Um, what was the question again? It
The
was
question is, how has being active on social media, podcast? How does it help your deal flow and your
And
prospect flow?
when I came here, then I was a struggling entrepreneur, and I had to
Hmm.
justify. I had to say to people, I'll give you a money back guarantee, or if I don't perform, don't pay me. And I had to justify myself. And justifying yourself in business is exhausting. It's
Hmm.
justifying yourself in life is exhausting.
Hmm.
What's happened is since COVID, I became very intensely posting and engaging with my followers. And
Hmm.
what's happened through this history, longevity, and consistency of posting, my credibility in the market's gone up. So what
Hmm.
happens?
Hmm.
When I meet someone, I never have to justify myself. Do you know what they say? Dariush, I
Hmm.
wonder if I can afford you.
Hmm.
Do you see how the conversations change? From
Hmm.
saying who are you to can I afford you? So they've already determined in their heads that I'm really busy, really expensive, high value, because I've been
Hmm.
consistently over a period of time been posting and adding value.
Hmm. Hmm.
The
Hmm.
other day,
Hmm.
this is gospel truth. About just over a week ago, I had a meeting and I raised $5 million in 20 minutes
Hmm.
because of my social media platforms. Because of
Hmm.
who I was.
Hmm.
All they had to do was check, and they went, "Wow, I raised $5 million
Wow.
for a
Wow.
business for a business idea.
It's, it's
Nobody would have
powerful.
invested 10, 12 years ago.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
It's
This is
all
so
the
powerful.
social proofing through social media.
Wow. So the sales happen before the sales takes place. In other words.
Yeah. So
Oh,
they have a dialogue going. They go, "Oh, he's got 1 million followers on Instagram, 500,000 here. He must be really this." And then suddenly they start putting you up the shelf without
that's
you even
right.
needing.
That's right.
All you can do
That's
is knock down the shelves, right? By saying something stupid, acting desperate. So trick is consistency over time.
that's right. That's right.
And
It's very, very
that,
powerful.
a lot of people say, you keep telling people, how are you going to sell courses if everything you say is on social media? I said, well, nobody's
Hmm.
going to watch my 1,700 videos, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And then adding value indirectly, money comes in, like great business relationships, higher net worth deals that we do. So keep adding value. Don't think of scarcity. Don't think about I'm not going to give that nugget away. Somebody will steal it. Let them steal it.
Hmm. Hmm.
You're giving
Hmm.
you're giving good energy.
So powerful. So powerful. In fact, when they want to execute it, they will come to you. There's something you said about when I asked a question that what do you believe about sales now that you didn't believe in like 2 years ago? You spoke about rejection, right? Now I want to tie another question to it. Now, at some point in your life was threatened. People broke into your house in England and your children were at home. It was a very traumatic experience for you. And that night you flew your children to Dubai, to live with their mom. And you eventually moved to Dubai and it changed the trajectory of your life as we now know it. Ryan Holiday wrote a book called The Obstacle is the Way. Do you believe, sir, that the obstacles you face in England, those challenges, do you believe that it was the catapult to where you are right now?
Two things. Yes, absolutely. First thing is that I'm writing a book, and I wrote a manuscript, gave it to the ghostwriters, and the way they wrote the book, it was like I was a victim of
Hmm.
things that happened to me. I think the best thing to do is that ultimately I created that situation. Take ownership of it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Truthfully, I
Hmm.
wasn't happy. I wasn't happy for many, many reasons. Everything I did didn't resonate with my values. I had staff that I wasn't happy with. I had partners that I wasn't happy with. I was in an industry that I didn't enjoy being in, and
Hmm.
I didn't particularly like the grey weather and the rain of Manchester. So
Hmm.
maybe, possibly, subconsciously, I created that position for my situation for myself.
Mm.
And then the ultimate price was to lose my children, right? And
Hmm. Hmm.
being threatened with my life. And ultimately, the bigger the downfall, the bigger the lesson.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
So, so that was something that I created. I
Hmm.
paid the price for it, but I wasn't gonna fucking repeat it again.
Hmm.
I was gonna
Hmm.
make this life. By the way, it's okay to swear, right?
It's okay. It's okay.
So I wasn't gonna make that mistake again. So
Hmm.
it's that point of being at the bottom of the pan, the barrel. You think
Yeah.
enough is enough. How
Hmm.
much more I repeat this cycle again, right? But
Hmm.
the reason most people don't make it in life is one, they're too comfortable.
Hmm.
So when you're comfortable, you don't need to do anything, right? So if life is comfortable, why do I need to be uncomfortable? Okay.
Hmm.
And the second thing is they're not prepared to make sacrifices.
Hmm.
Like, because why would I want to sacrifice my, I don't know, time sweating in the gym? Yes, but I'm happy sitting behind the couch, behind the TV, in front of the TV on a couch with my remote control and a bag of chips in my hand.
Hmm.
You know, to achieve and grow, you got to make sacrifices. So most people are doing that and by choice. So what you
Yeah.
find that really bad circumstances that land on your lap can be your best educators, best lessons in life.
Hmm.
The smart people change without having to go through that shit
Hmm.
that you and I have been through.
Hmm. That's powerful. That's powerful. You once said that you close over 90% of your sales, and that's a very, very 99% of your sales. 99% of your sales. So the 1% that doesn't turn out the way you want them to turn out, what's your process of a postmortem?
One, I didn't like them. Not all prospects are your ideal clients, right? A
Hmm.
lot of people look at the money and they take on the deal. And then later on, they realize it was a wrong prospect, wrong energy, demanding. I mean, one of the highlights that I have is when I sit in front of a prospect and they knock every single service provider they've ever had before. And I'm sitting there thinking, they can't all be bad. You're the common denominator, right? So
Hmm.
not every single prospect is a perfect prospect just because they
That's
have
right.
money. So don't
Hmm.
chase them up. It's your values. Second one is that if I'm sitting in front of someone who's got no money, who's not the decision maker, okay, and it's not the right time. So what I do is your qualification process has got to be sharper. So what I do is
Hmm.
okay. So when I sit in front of someone, they are the decision maker. They have a need, and the time
Mm-hmm.
scale is now. So your closure rate goes up.
Hmm. I like that. That's very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Now, Darius, you are a fantastic salesperson. 99% closing rate. That's above the industry average. How do you duplicate yourself
It's very hard.
in your team?
Um, One, you have to hire. Okay, if you're an entrepreneur, you're never going to duplicate yourself ever. Just accept it. The
Hmm.
maximum you're going to get, the maximum you're going to get is 80% of you.
Great.
If you are unlucky enough to get somebody 90 or 99% like you know what they'll do? They'll open up a company to compete with you.
Okay, Darius, let's talk about the 80%. What's your
Let, let,
process of immersing them in your philosophy?
okay, they have to be motivated. They have to be enthusiastic. They have to be driven. They have to have written goals. They need to um, provide for somebody greater than themselves, like their children,
Hmm.
their moms, their
Hmm.
dads,
Hmm.
that type of thing. So they're self-driven. When somebody is self-driven and motivated and happy and optimistic, they're a lot easier to teach.
That's right.
One of the sad things is that if you imagine in a personal life, I was going to go out, I'd meet a lady, and we get into a relationship, but then she or I bring all our baggage from the past into the new relationship. So I go, and it triggers every urge that she's ever had in her life from her negative partners. Okay, so what I find is that a lot of people are in, and our relationship has no chance, right? Because I can't fight her demons, I can't find the past. So what happens when I'm recruiting people? I'm looking for someone who gives us an equal opportunity without bringing the demons into the table, because
Mm.
I can't overcome the bad employers of the past. Okay.
Yes.
At the same time, have I had people stole from me, cheat, lie to me? Of course. So if I'm giving you an opportunity and I'm going to pay you a salary right from day one, give me the fair opportunity to be open-minded, motivated, willing to learn, and we can dance.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So I hire slow, fire fast.
Oh, great. That's great. Speaking of hiring, killer salespeople, you said that you like hiring single moms and people
Yes.
who go to the gym. What's the common thread in those two personality
Discipline and
types?
hunger. Discipline and hunger.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm actually looking at my own image on camera and I'm thinking I need to go to the gym. So one of the things we need to practice what we preach, right? So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I did go to the gym this morning. After 20 minutes, I couldn't breathe. So I need to go every day. Discipline. You need to be consistent. Somebody who's got a great body tends to be very consistent in the gym, and they push
Hmm.
themselves past the comfort zone because there's no growth in your comfort zone. So that's
Hmm.
that. And then it's hunger. There's many clients that I have in the real estate business, and they have young real estate agents working for them, and they're on commission only, and the owner cannot understand why the guy or the lady is sitting in his office, commission only, playing mobile phone games,
Hmm.
because not everybody has the same level of hunger. If I
Yeah.
gave you £10, or you had your own £10, it's highly likely you will look after my £10 better than you will look after your own 10.
Hmm.
Somebody
Hmm.
trusts. So when you have a single mom, they have the responsibility of looking after a child. It's not just about themselves. I can be frivolous with my own life, but I'm not going to be
Hmm.
frivolous with my child's life. Because
Hmm. Hmm. That's powerful.
thank you. Have you lost me,
Powerful.
Paul? Are you there?
No, we're still together. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, can I ask you the next question? Are you ready?
Fire away. I'm ready for all your questions.
So, from your experience now with selling, all right, and looking at the winners of sales and the losers of sales, one of the things that I've observed about you, that you have a compelling reason. You spoke once beautifully about the fact that we are either moving towards pleasure or we are moving away from pain. That one of the things that motivates you is that you don't want to go back to your pain. All right, so that's your compelling reason. Do you reckon that maybe that's the difference between people who win in sales and people who lose in sales?
Um, Passion is important. Yeah, you have to. Number one rule in sales, you got to like and trust the other person, right? They have to like and
Mm.
trust you. So you've got to have an enthusiasm about life. The
Mm.
fact is probably the only job in the world that your commission well um, exceeds your salary. Okay,
Mm.
so you got to have hunger for money. You got to like money. You have to have the energy. You have to enjoy the energy of money.
That's right.
Okay, so money gives you choices. Money is a funny
Mm.
trigger. It's like religion, politics, death, sex. These are the things that you can talk about and people get all excited about, right? So
Mm.
money is
Mm.
another one. I've had many ask them tough money questions in my podcast and they get up and leave because they can't handle the money question, right? So the moment you realize, the moment you realize that money gives you choices, and the more choices you have, the more freedom you have, then
Yeah.
you become more hungry. Okay. Now, if I have, because I remember like this morning the pain of having nothing. Okay.
Mm.
And I love driving Ferraris. But then if I was just driven by driving a Ferrari, I've got two, right? So what's the point? I've achieved my goal, so I stop. But this morning,
Hmm.
remember that if I drop the ball, I can go back to that painful experience of having nothing.
Hmm.
So going towards your goal is a driving force, but I think running away from your pain is a bigger driving force.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
imagine this, gyms. Gyms sell, let's say, 100 gym memberships in January because everybody's
Mhm.
been binging over Christmas and New Year. By March, April, 75% of people pay monthly memberships but never go to the gym.
Whoa.
If every member of the gym went to the gym, there's not enough equipment.
Hmm.
Gyms, they rely on the human psychology that 75% of people won't go to gyms, but they'll pay every
Hmm.
month.
Hmm.
Because the goal of having a six pack on the beach in summer is not great enough than the pain of having to get in the car, drive to the gym, and sweat it out every day.
I see. I see.
So if you were a gym owner and you talked about all the pain that you could have by not going to the gym and all the pleasure you could have by going to the gym, more members will show up.
Hmm. 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 If you had to start your business all over again in Dubai, what role will you employ first and why?
I'll be a consultant, because I see pain everywhere. I was when I was born, my father died when I was 3, and I was brought up around women. And I think my niche is that I'm very sensitive to people's feelings and emotions. So if a
Hmm.
client comes through the door or makes a telephone call, I can almost read their experience. Are they happy with it? Are they frustrated with it? Because most of us feel it, but we don't say it.
Hmm.
What's amazing is that when I speak to people, they go, "Oh my God, it's like you're reading my mind."
Hmm.
So if you can tap into people's pain with your thought process, you realize that if you can fix it, you can earn money. So I want to make people
Hmm.
skin again. But
Hmm.
here's the thing:
Hmm.
what what stops people from doing business with you if you come across as desperate?
Yes.
Nobody
Yes.
invests in a desperate person.
Desperate person. That's your line.
If I'm going to give you my hard-earned money, I need you to have some kind of confidence that you're going to fix my problem.
That's right.
So
So spot.
I'll be an aspirin salesman. Yes,
Hmm.
I'll find people's headaches and I fix
Oh my God, this guy is good. What a
it.
metaphor. My mind just went to the headache right now.
From you.
Words are really powerful. Whoa. Dariush, how do you deal with a situation whereby you wanted this sale and it didn't go through? How do you emotionally process that? Because we've all been there before. How do
Hate
you
it,
handle that?
hate it, hate it. I tell you, I did a deal recently, um, and it really hurt me. It was recent, and I met them, and it was a chain of real estate agents, and they were going to buy my online interactive training program.
Hmm.
And when I walked in, the CEO was almost like saying, "Oh my God, we're graced by your entrance. Every day, without you knowing, I take your post of social media and I give it to my 300 salespeople. They all know you, and oh my God, we want this, blah, 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 blah." So I got excited and I said, "Fantastic, let's start." And then he goes, "Oh, I'm just going away to England for a week. And my father's passed away. My mom, I'm going to be there for my mom." And I started caring. Okay.
Hmm.
So I sent him a message like, "Good luck on your trip. I hope your mom's going to be okay, blah, blah, blah." And then he read it and didn't reply. And then I heard he'd come back. I thought maybe he's going through trauma. I let him be. And then I sent him another message. He read it and didn't reply. They came back to Dubai. I sent him messages like, "How's it going? My diary's busy." And it really is busy. And he even chose, I could see him online, but he chose not to answer my messages.
Hmm.
Okay. And I spoke to his staff and they said, "No, no, no, he really wants to do business with you, but we don't know why he's not replying. Okay? That hurts. Not knowing what the hell went wrong. Yeah, I don't need the money. I don't even need his business. If he comes knocking on my door, unless he has a bloody good reason, I'm not going to even do business with him. But not knowing is the worst one.
Yeah.
You know it. You reflect. You put the phone down. You think, "Oh God, I spoke too much. I interrupted him too much. I didn't let him finish. I got the wrong end of the stick." You can fix it. But I think the worst is not knowing.
Dariush, I resonate with what you're saying deeply, because I'm dealing with one right now. So you just brought healing to me.
Get some balls. Phone me up and tell me. Phone me up and tell me you didn't like bold people, or I spoke with an accent you didn't like. But don't ignore me. You know, that, I can't do anything. Don't ignore me. Because there was not one sign that they weren't going to go ahead.
I see.
And
I
also,
think.
sorry, honest and communication is a value of mine. And I was very honest at the beginning, and I told him that. And for him to do exactly what I told him wasn't appropriate, again, pisses me off. Because you be honest, you agree to be transparent, you agree to be a great communicator. And you've gone back on those, well, what kind of a man are you? And he's a very successful, rich guy. You know, I want to call him and say, hang on a second, if you're treating your staff like this, you're going to get zero loyalty from him. But then you look at life and you think, well, he's got no pain. He's rich, right? How can somebody who feels he's got no pain, how can you teach him anything?
This is so powerful.
So build a restaurant where there's hungry people. Build a bar where there's thirsty people or alcoholics, you know? Build a church where people are lost. So, yeah, and I will find out. I will find out. And the strange thing is, I bought a property through them. On Thursday, I'm going to his office to sign the deal. And I'm thinking, what am I going to say if our paths crosses? Should I ignore him? Should I tell him what I think? What should I do?
Wow. Congratulations on the property.
But then, doubly, I'm a client. He should have treated me with more respect, right?
That's right. This is so powerful. So powerful. But Darius, if you look at it on the meta level, if you break this experience down to its nuts and bolts, it then means that, you know what, a old-time sales trainer said, that feedback is the breakfast of champions. Because you didn't get that feedback is very frustrating. So do you think that feedback is a great way to coach salespeople?
It's the best way. I used to play squash quite a high level, and I'd get to a stage where I reached my level, and people would start, and I couldn't go past county level. I couldn't go to national level. And people used to say to me, it's like, Dariush, don't go back to the tee. When you hit the shot, you don't run back to the tee, which is the central point of the court. And I was like, no, I do. And I kept arguing, no, I do. And in my head, I was like, what are they talking about? And then my wife took a camera and videoed me. So alone, when there's nobody, I'm not fear of criticism or anything like this. I watched the video, and every single person was right. I wasn't going to the tee fast enough. So the answer, or the solution, is that it's always good to look at things from a different point of view.
Yeah.
Our own point of view is often wrong.
Yeah, it's very powerful. This is so powerful. Feedback is really such a powerful way to train people.
Criticism, you're calling it feedback, but just calling it feedback, you feel a lot more relaxed to it. But if you say criticism, your guards go up, right?
So language, the way we language it is very important as well.
Exactly, absolutely.
Wow. Isn't it the reason why when we call very big organizations, they say, okay, this call is being recorded for improvement purposes.
And nobody ever does it.
And Darius, check it out. Most companies, they don't even listen to the sales calls of their team to improve it.
You know, it's like those cars, and it says, "Am I driving safely?" Call this
Mm.
number, and then you call it, and nobody answers.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Now, as we begin to bring this to a close, this has been a fascinating conversation. I'm really, really enjoying myself. Uh, my listeners would like to know, what's your morning routine like? Okay, or let me start with this. You are a podcaster, but what podcast do you listen to and you go like, I'm really learning from this. I think other people, should check this out.
Yeah, I like Joe Rogan. One of the reasons I like Joe Rogan is because he has big people, very very smart people on his, and he's varied. He's varied. I
Yeah,
can't listen to sales podcasts every day, right? I need to have
yeah,
a variety of knowledge coming.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what I listen to is Blinkist.
The
Blinkist.
Blink is very good, very good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on the way to work, you can listen to
the book
Blinkist.
summary. Yeah,
15 minutes max, and it's done. So I like to mix it. I don't read one book. I read five at the same time. So it's
beautiful.
constant different types of information to get my interest going. Because
Yeah,
too much in one thing gets too monotonous.
I
And
see.
I like to have tons of information coming through all the time. So
Very
my,
right.
my routine, the truth or how I want it to be are different answers. The truth is, again, I've been a little bit more relaxed. I have a beautiful team who look after everything. So I
Yeah,
don't wake up as early as I want to. But when I'm hungry and I find I'm a bit little too comfortable now. But when I'm uncomfortable, I wake up at 5 in the morning. I do an hour's gym. I jump in the cold bath, ice bath. I come to work early. I'm at work even now actually. There's only one lady, my PA, who's there before me, but I'm always first in the office.
this
Um,
is beautiful.
let's see how much you get done before distraction happens. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's I try to finish work by 2, 3 in the afternoon, uh, and go and see my kids, which is awesome.
Beautiful. Speaking of kids, how has fatherhood changed you? I don't know about you. I look at my kids sometimes and I just tear off, man, with
How old are
gratitude.
your
What has fatherhood done for you?
How old are your children?
My first son is 14, my second son is 13, my third son is 10.
Oh, they're very close to each other. Beautiful. I
Yeah.
had 4 kids, two from my previous relationship, my wife, and one's 28, one is 29, boy and a girl. And
Wow, beautiful.
what I learned from that was that I was so busy working, I missed out on growing up.
Wow.
And I should have got my priorities the other way around. With the
Yeah,
second two, which is 9 and 15, I'm at home more often.
I
I've
love
just come
that.
back from Amsterdam with my 15-year-old, four
I,
days
I
of
saw
fun.
that. I saw that on Instagram.
Week
I think one of
before, I
them you
was,
travel one of a child. Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. Yeah,
yeah,
beautiful.
and the week before, I was in Paris with my 9-year-old.
Oh, lovely.
You know what? They remember it forever. Those are memories they
Yeah,
remember, they take with them.
those
So this
experiences. Yeah.
next week, I'm going to China with my 9-year-old. We're going to do the
Wow.
Great Wall of China. We're going to do every place, the terracotta soldiers. Um, yeah, quality time, man. Quality time.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And those memories are really, really priceless. Really, really priceless.
They are, sometimes in life, you don't have anybody to teach you. Okay.
Hmm.
I used to like children as my judge. So although the whole
Ah,
world was not me, everybody was thought I was a loser. I used to go into an appointment and come out, and I used to think, honestly, I used to think to myself, well, if my son was here, would he have been proud of me?
oh, beautiful, beautiful. This is
So
so
I
good.
let my children be my driving force. I let them be my judge.
Never heard this before. This is so good.
Mhm.
This is so good. Darius, this is a very emotional moment to bring the episode to a close. Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, click on the subscribe button. If you're listening to this on Spotify, click on the subscribe button, write a review. Darius, where should people follow you then get more of your wisdom?
I thank you so much. I guess you're going to share my credentials on
Yeah, I'm going to share all your handles and
Darius
in the show
Soudi.
notes.
Thank you. Dariush Soudi official or Gladiator Mastery. and we're pretty
All
much
right.
on every one you mentioned. It's been an honor,
Fantastic.
Paul. Let's not wait another 2 years, okay?
You say what?
Let's not wait another 2 years.
No, no. I like the energy between the two of us. It's like a son to a father. So, you've invited me as I'm coming to Dubai in January. So, hey, let the whole world hear I'm coming.
Much love. Thank you for your invite. See you in January.
You see, and one more question, the last one. Like Steve Jobs will always say one more thing. If you could recommend this podcast to someone and say, son, you've got to talk to this person, who would that be? I asked Spencer Lodge the same question. Spencer Lodge gave me some names. So I'm going to ask you again. Yeah, so who is, you say, son, I'm going to put a good word, but this is the person you need to talk to next. Who would that person be?
Dead or alive, or they have to be alive?
They have to be alive.
Oh, okay. That's a hard one. Do you know, I think something like Obama.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah,
I'll go for it.
Yeah, because he's seen them all. He's been there, and he didn't allow the whole thing get to his head. You know, he
Hmm.
whole way, and he's articulate and deep. He's a family man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful. Thank you for coming on the Powerful Podcast. I'm going to stop the recording now. And guys, thank you for listening. Wow, this has been